All right, Rev, it's that time of year again, or that time of the year where we get another mini set. This one is interesting. It's going to bring a lot to talk about it. I guess there's a lot of RNG in it, a lot of nastiness, but the fall here. So let's look at the. We'll talk about it at the end, but let's look at the Death Knight card. So, Sinister Soul Cage, 4 mana, 1 unholy. Give a friendly undead. Has to be undead, by the way, which is fine because that's what they usually run. +2/+2. Spend 5 corpses to summon a copy of it. That's probably going to be pretty good, considering there's a lot of good undead targets, right?
Yeah, and a lot of them are going to have Death Rattle or Reborn or something.
That's a good card. A little expensive, but
yeah. What do you think you have to hit on average for you to be happy playing this?
Wouldn't it be kind of cool? You could mess around with this and get a surprise lethal with your hero power. Nah, but you would never do that. But that would be, it's going to happen, right? Where they're going to have that little sneaky. What?
Yeah, I think you need to be hitting I think you need to have a 4/4 on board to target with this.
Yeah.
For you to be excited about playing it, because anything smaller and you're just kind of playing like a Blessing of Kings with a copy effect, but you're spending 5 corpses to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I think you kind of have to be hitting something decent with this. It might be a little clunky.
It might be, and plus I don't think you might have 5 corpses by turn 4, but like you said, you're not gonna have anything. What about the 3-drop though? This 2/4. 1 unholy, after you summon an undead, give it poison. That's amazing with the hero power. You know that, right?
Yeah, that is really good.
Really, really good. And it's not going to be easy.
Just ongoing threat for health is pretty decent.
Yep, and you could technically make a copy of that, give it a little bit more health, a little bit more power. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, there's going to be some games, like I'm thinking about Druid and Paladin specifically. There's going to be some games where you just get behind on board and you can't kill this.
Yeah, and that's just going to be devastating
because you don't have specific removal in your hand.
Yeah, some heroes will be able to deal with it, but yeah, like Druid, Paladin, if they fall behind, they're never good. Even Shaman too, except for Shaman has spells, right? So
yeah,
I like it. The second one's definitely the first one. We'll see play, I think, but it's a little expensive even for mana cost, right? 4 mana for 2/2 is not that great.
Plus, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of clunky on the cost, kind of clunky on the corpses as well.
We'll have to
see. There's going to be a lot of times where you're not really happy to play it. I mean, you can play it without going for the copy, but then it's like, oof, God, that's overcosted then.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there'll be some shenanigans with it. I don't know if it's going to go in every unholy deck, but definitely there'll be something that people do with it, especially with the next set. Maybe they'll be even better undead. So yeah, it's definitely clunky. It's definitely overcosted if you don't get full value, but I'm pretty sure it'll be in some decks. But the Grimwalker for sure is going to be in a lot of. I mean, curve 3. I mean, think about it. Hero power becomes literally easy, cheap removal. You could combo it with bank your where's the Tour Guide. So you play this on turn 3, have a 0 hero power. Yeah, this is gonna be a really good card.
Yeah, the really crazy combo with it, right? Is what's the card that summons the card that summons I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, but I was thinking about the one that summons it's the unholy card that summons 2 1/1 undeads with Reborn.
Oh yeah, that's good, of course.
So if you're up on board, you can play that, and then they get to trade with poison, and then the Reborns they summon have poison.
Unholy's
so there's some pretty crazy stuff.
Oh yeah. Unholy's gonna be much stronger now, and plus you forget about the 3/1/3 taunts. Each one of them having poison. Ooh, it's gonna be devastating.
Yeah, or Raise Dead, the one that summons 2/2 Russian ghouls. Yeah. So
Unholy's definitely getting a lot of love. This that card alone is gonna make Unholy a lot more. It's already good already, but it's gonna make it even more. Yeah, I'm gonna guarantee people are gonna cry for nerfs for that one. But next one's 1 mana, 1 blood, Ruins of Darkness. Discover a weapon. Okay, spend 3 corpses to give it +1/+1. Even I mean, it's not bad. Blood tends to be more controlish, right?
Hmm.
And it says a weapon, so that could be any weapon from any class. I'm thinking so.
Uh, no, unless it says from another class, it means
Oh, it's
Death
just
Knight. Yeah. No,
all right.
they just Hearthstone leans on brevity for card text. But yeah, if it's not like a rogue or priest card saying like from another class, it's
It's okay.
you're supposed to assume it's of your class.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
I think
like it.
it's pretty good. Just because there's not a whole lot of stuff to do with your corpses right now as blood. Like you obviously don't generate a ton
Yeah.
like you do with Unholy, but there's the corpses you do have. They're like, what do I do with these?
Yeah, exactly. And this gives you some stuff, and Death Knight has access to some pretty good, really pretty good weapons, anyways. So yeah, this is actually really good.
Hmm.
Especially if you have a dead hand, you get this, get something the next turn or two. Yeah, I like them. Like I said, the Sinister is the only one I think is a little clunky. Like you said, it's a little iffy, but I'm pretty sure that someone will do some combos with it. And yeah, if you make the Grimwalker even more sticky with it, but I don't know if you're gonna do if that's the ultimate. But yeah, I like this. All of them are good except for the Sinister is probably the weakest of the three.
Hmm.
Yep. All right, Demon Hunter, 2 mana, 2/3 vanilla stats. Battle Cry. If you have cast 5 or more spells this game, give your hero +4. Well, +4 attack. So well, that's never going to be on turn 2.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's not bad. This is actually kind of a card you wouldn't mind getting mid or late game.
Yeah, this I don't know. A lot of this Demon Hunter stuff feels like quest support.
Yeah.
Um, like they did this last set too. They printed a bunch of like quest support, even though the
Yeah.
quest is rotated out. But it's definitely fun for wild.
Yeah, I like it. And you know, I mean, if you have to play for tempos at the end of the world, it has vanilla stats, so and it's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean in Wild they've got what's the name of the card from um Sunken City that
Yeah.
lets you attack twice.
Yep.
Um so that's pretty good. So there's some combos around.
I like it. Next up, Mindbender. It's a 4 mana 4/4 battle card. Deal 1 damage for each card you have drawn this turn. Okay. Again, kind of, you know, Death Knights or Demon Hunters
Yeah.
draw lots. This is could potentially do a lot of damage.
Like
Potentially.
doesn't this feel prohibitively expensive though, like
Yeah,
being
it
on a
is.
4
Yeah.
cost? So you've got to draw all these cards and
Yeah,
then
that's a
play a
little
4/4.
expensive.
Like
It.
it has like the very obvious combo with the card right next to it, but like um how else are you doing this and being happy about it?
Oh wow, Sigil of Time, 3 mana. Yeah, it's actually so that's a guarantee 4 mana 4/4 with 3 minimum. That's not too bad. Yeah, obviously it's synergy makes that card a little bit better. Start your turn, draw 3 additional cards. So that's 4. Actually, it's a 4 mana 4
Yeah,
4
it's
with battle
4.
card. Yeah, okay. Actually, with that, if
Yeah.
assuming you get the great combo of them both, that alone is pretty good.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking Sigil of Alacrity rotated, right?
Yeah,
The one that you draw an extra card at the start of your
yeah.
turn. So this is like that souped up.
Power
But I
creep.
think the Sigil rotated.
Yeah,
Not really. One costs 3 more.
yeah. What do you think about the Demon Hunter cards? They're not bad, but God, why do
Yeah,
they get?
I'm feeling kind of whatever about
Yeah,
it.
they don't. I'm pretty sure they'll be strong. Remember that Mindbender can actually hit face, so remember that.
So here, I guess here's a question, right? Is is 3 mana draw 3 on a delay? Do you think
Good
that's strong?
enough. Hmm. Usually,
Like it sounds strong. Like I could see like Mage or Paladin or Druid or something playing that, but like Demon Hunter has so many
you're more tempo
good
focused,
card
right?
draw
Yeah.
options.
It's gonna be interesting to
Um,
see. It's gonna be interesting to see that. Yeah, they're kind of weird. It's kind of interesting. I don't mind the cards,
yeah.
but
Now if Mindbender ends up being like, if people end up building whole decks around that, you'll probably play like all of the card draw.
yeah, and then friggin'
But
OTK people.
if Mindbender doesn't get there, then I could see Sigil not making the cut because there's I think better card draw you can run.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's gonna be watch OT, watch it be nerfed. Was it the face? Not that Beast Hunter where they used to. What was that one flying one that would? They had a nerf like 2 times in order to keep people hitting face with it. So yeah, be interesting. Mindbender might melt some minds, but we'll see. Definitely interesting cards. But you're right. It's
Yeah,
kind of like,
definitely better in Wild where you can
oh
play with the
yeah,
quest and get
Quest.
discounts on Mindbender
Yep.
and on the card draw you're
And not to
playing.
say brand. Whew, imagine if you got like 6 damage, you
Oh
make it
yeah,
12. Ooh, yeah. Well, everything's better in wild.
yeah, it's true.
All right. Next up, the druid. Let's look. It's a a 2 drop again. A 3/2, 2 mana 3/2. Okay. I love the art. Battle cry. If you have cast 5 or more spells this game, refresh 4 mana. Well, that's obviously not a curve unless you're against aggro. You put it on the board. You never. Yeah, this is not bad. Uh,
Yeah, not bad at
not
all.
bad at all. I like it. Very, very cool. The only thing is, I'm trying to envision what kind of deck would run that. A ramp druid's not really a thing anymore, but I'm pretty sure we could put it in some kind of rampy cheating stuff, right?
Yeah, this feels like because the deck I can think of that wants to play a lot of spells, especially a lot of cheap spells, is like ramp decks with Topior.
Yeah, Topia. I forgot about that. That's still good.
So you play Topior, and that's like your turn where you're gonna
Yeah, I like it.
uh you're gonna take a lot of damage when you play Topior, but then you swing back with Lasher and play a bunch of cheap spells,
Yes,
all
sir.
that,
I like
gain your
it.
tempo back,
I like it a
swing the
lot.
board.
Thinking of cheap spells. Wow. Okay. I like that card a lot. 0 mana, forbidden fruit. That's so funny. Spend all your mana. So you have to spend all your mana in order to use this. Then it looks like. Choose one.
Yeah.
Gain that much attack this turn, or twice as much. Wow. And you could combo that with the other card, that 4 drop that could make combined it for you to both. Ooh, this is kind of like Quest
Yep.
Druid support for Wild. I like
Yeah,
this a lot.
I like that there's some forbidden cards coming back. Priest is getting one too.
I
Or not it's not like literally a forbidden card, but it's a similar kind of
Yeah, well, I like this card
deal.
a lot. It's flexible. You could get pinch healing out of another. Like seriously, yeah, I like this. So let's say you do it on turn 10. Ooh, Wilds is even freaking better, dude. 20 mana. Shit, you
Mhm.
get 20 armor for 0. That's insane. Or 20 it. Yeah, we're gonna have to visit this. I think this is good enough for Wild too. By the way. Yeah, interesting. We're gonna have to mess around with that. And then another
Yeah,
tote.
it's flexible.
Yeah, really good. I like it. So far, the Druid cards are good. 3 mana, 2/2. Not the best, but summon and Death Rattle summon a 2/2 Trent. So you get basically 4/4 for 3 mana, which is good.
This card is super pushed, man.
It is, but it's very good for Trents. I like it a lot. And Trent's a thing right now, too. So yeah, it's good stuff.
I have a feeling this just gets played regardless of what
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
druid
Because
deck
it's
you're
a good.
playing.
It's good to get some.
Because you get like 6 attack and 6 health for 3 mana. It's just
Very good. Rev, we need the Druid.
it's like that one cost zombie. It's just like,
Yeah.
you
Rev,
just
Rev,
play
Rev,
it
Rev. We
and are
need
happy.
we need the Druid to have good cards. It's there to
No,
balance the meta.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I love it. It's good stuff. Yeah, so definitely better than the Demon Hunter. The Death Knight was good. Demon Hunter, it has potential. The Druid's very good. I like all 3 of them. I love Forbidden Fruit. That's a very flexible card, and yeah, all 3 are great. Can't wait to get some more Trent's madness going. All right, so Hunter's up. 4 mana, 3/3. Okay, it's not that great. Oh, but it has Rush. It's a beast. Death Rattle summon a beast with stats equal to this minion's attack. Oh, so it is does Hunter buff hand? I don't think so, right?
There's a couple things, not a ton, but there's the card next to it.
Oh well, let's look at here. Beastral Madness. Okay, 2 mana. Give 1 attack to all your minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. Is that good enough for Hunter? Because wouldn't they rather if it's something better to play on turn 2 or hero power? What do you think about that? Well, obviously it has synergy with Homeboy, so that's good. I don't see hunters
Yeah,
playing that
so it's
though
kind of like it's like a Keliseth
without a body.
without a body, and you don't get the health, but it's
Yeah.
also way more immediate because it hits your hand, deck, and battlefield, not just your deck.
It might see play because let's say they're wide on the board. It's kind of like it might see it
Yeah,
for okay.
I could see it just because the hunter decks are a little bit slower right now.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that. And two, Shadow Spell, which is interesting. So it's interesting that they're giving heroes access to spell types that they've never had before, like Shadow's never been in the Hunter. Yeah, I think this is good. And definitely has synergy with Homeboy here, Frostring. Even if he's on the board and he hasn't rushed and he survives, he still could buff it before it dies. Nice. Celestial Shot, 3 mana, deal 3 damage. Your next spell has spell damage +2. That's actually good. And then obviously Arcane. So yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, I think that's really good. It could go face. It could obviously hit the board if you have Thanos on.
Wait, Mel. What do you said it can go face, and I agree with that. But like, why did you keep like talking after that?
Oh, Rev,
It goes
forget.
face.
Yeah,
Like, why are you overcomplicating things?
yeah, it's a good, and I love the art by the way. It's really good. Yeah, so the hunter got some good cards. I think the only one is will the middle one Madness see play. I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think you convinced me, Rev. At first, because the thing
Yeah,
about
like I said, the
hunters.
hunter decks are slow right now, and they don't do a whole lot on
Yeah.
turn two,
All right.
oftentimes.
All right. I like them all three. Yeah, they're good. Do you think Twisted Frostwing will see play? Yeah, it should. Anything that has a death
I
rattle that gives your board back, I think, yeah,
Yeah, so at just base, 4 mana 3/3 rush that summons a 3/3.
it's good.
It's not bad. I mean, that's basically like we've seen cards like that get played. Like, what was the card like flanking shot or
Yeah.
whatever, like, or Fire Plume Phoenix, like stuff like this just tends to see play, and there's some added upside if you've got some hand buffing going on,
Yep.
or also like if you've I can't think if there's anything in the meta like this right now, but if you've got like a Direwolf Alpha kind of effect on the
Oh,
board,
you're
it also gets
right. It does.
the buff.
And doesn't that type of beast usually have rush? I think they do. I could be wrong. We have to. Oh, here. What's the token? Do we see the token?
It would say if it
Oh.
summoned with Rush. Um, I'm pretty sure it's just vanilla stats.
All right. All right, Mr. Rev. Next up is the mage. We have to play mage, man. I don't know. You don't really like mage, do you?
Not too much. It just usually doesn't pique
Interest
my
you?
interest.
Well, let's look at these mage cards. Some interesting art too. 3 mana, 3/4. Okay, vanilla stats. A battle cry. If you have cast a lot of this, I noticed. If you've cast 5 or more spells this game, grew out 2 cards. Actually, that's really good.
Yeah, it's because it's the Yogg theme, man.
Yep. Obviously,
Everything's about casting spells.
if you play it on turn 3 just for tempo, it's not that bad, right? Vanilla stats,
Mhm.
good. Yeah, definitely a good card, no matter what, because it's arcane intellect with a body. Obviously, has
Yeah,
a pre requirement, but still, it's good. I like it.
yeah. I'm wondering if it gets played in Wild and Quest Mage, like the
Oh
original
yeah,
Quest,
yeah,
the
it
Waygate.
probably does.
Um, it's like a little awkward because I think you want to play Springwater in that deck as well.
Yeah, it's true.
That means you want to play mostly spells, but maybe they're both good enough to play.
Yep. And void here, scripture here, 2 mana. Discover us. Oh, here we go. You remember how you said you want a set or two or a year or two without discover? Well, you ain't getting it this year, buddy.
Yeah.
Discover a spell. If you have enough mana to play it, cast a copy of it at a random enemy. Ooh. So it doesn't hit your minions, which is good. Interesting. Interesting. Pyroblast is 8 mana, right? Or is it 10? I forget.
Geez, what is Pyroblast these days?
I think it's 10, or is it, did they buff it and make it 8? Well,
Yeah,
anyways,
I
if
think
it
it might
is
be 8.
8, If it is 8, that's freaking insane, right? But yeah, you're not going to get it that often. But on face value, I think it's a good definitely for kind of the supporting that first ticket. Plus, it's also probably card. Plus, it's probably good enough for wild, right? Especially with quest. Yeah, I like this card. What do you think? It kind of reminds me of the what's it called? That zero cast druid card where you discover a card in your deck. If you have enough mana, you draw the original.
Yeah, aquatic form.
And
Yeah,
aquatic form is really good.
I think this is really good if you're on like high mana and you discover a board clear.
Yes, Rev. Yeah.
Because because it puts your opponent in a really weird spot, right? Because you clear their board, and then you've got the rest of that mana to do whatever you want, and then your opponent also knows that you then have a copy of like say Flame Strike or whatever it is in hand. So then they have to develop into it, but they know they can't develop too much into it, so they're like trying to thread the needle or whatever, and it gets weird.
Very cool. I like this spell a lot. And it's Shadow too. Mage doesn't usually have access to Shadow, but it's kind of cool that they do. Look what's up next. 5 mana, 7/4. Horrible. Tainted here. Battle Cry. If you played an Elemental last... Oh, wow. Elemental support again? Deal 7 damage randomly split between all enemies. Well, that Battle Cry is actually really good. Usually you don't have... Yeah. That's actually really good. The only thing is Elementals seeing play enough in Mage right now?
No idea.
It is a good battle cry, obviously, if you could, do it. But
yeah, because I've mostly been playing Twist lately for the event quest.
Oh shit!
So
I never got that done.
People are playing Elementals right now, and you have until the patch tomorrow.
All right, so I have to. I at least want to get the card. I'm almost there. Well, the thing is, I have to do that dumb 4. I've only done 1 out of 4. Like I played a Cthulhu Druid, and I never get the. I've only gotten Cthulhu Druid like once in the whole time I played this weekend. It's like God, man. Anyways,
yeah, it was funny for me too because I was playing Jade Druid and I had Yogg in there and was trying to complete the Play Gods quest.
Oh.
And it kept getting like I had one game where it got dirty ratted and by a druid, and I had another couple games where it the rogue played the card that summons a Jade Golem and shuffles a card from your hand into your deck, and I'm like, dude, I just want to play my god. Like,
yeah, please, yeah.
Like, y'all back off.
Yep. So we'll see. I'll try to work on it. But this tainted one is pretty cool. It might be. I think if Elemental Mage is a thing in Wild, it might kind of help because this is an aggressive. You could do some trades beforehand, set up to where it clears some board. It actually could ping face. Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm a little skeptical of these like missile style cards. Like technically they have to be like they have to have a lot of missiles for it to be good. Like, you know, they have like Cthulhu or the most recent one was imprisoned Antian.
Yeah.
Was just so many missiles that it was good. I'm not sure that 7 and there's also a condition.
Yeah, it might not be good enough, but it's interesting.
Might not be pushed enough, you know.
Yeah. Interesting, but interesting that they're giving them elemental support back to mage. Oh, here's your favorite paladin. Look at that spicy art. The first one, 4 mana, 4/3, armored or alarmed security bot. It's funny. It's a mech. Death rattle. Draw another minion. Set its attack, health, and cost to 5. Ooh. That could be really good.
Pretty spicy.
It is, but
there's some nice stuff that you can, you know, if you just want like mostly the effect. And don't care so much about the stats. Like I think the thing this is really good with is the Colossus.
Yeah.
Like you get to play it 2 turns earlier, and you know, the stats aren't really hurt.
Kind of like a big paladin type thing. Yeah, interesting. I like it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like it. I think it'll be
pretty good with the big Annoyotron too.
Yep. Very cool. Interesting. I like kind of interesting cards like this. I'll probably see some play. How consistent will it be? It pretty should be, but what if it pulls out a one drop? Like, oh god. But hey, who
Yeah,
knows?
I don't know if people will build all the way around it. Um, but there's some
Eh,
good stuff it can hit, right? But a lot of times, if it just hits like a
Tyrion.
5/5 and it has divine shield and
Yeah.
taunt, you're like, okay,
Matter of
whatever,
fact, you think about
fine.
Tyrion, wouldn't be bad. He only loses one health, one
Yeah,
attack,
not at
and
all.
he gains reduces cost by 3. Yeah, but I don't know if maybe Tyrion will start seeing play. But the thing is, Tyrion on turf 5 is actually really good.
Yeah,
But
or like Alex Straza for
yeah,
5 is pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what Paladins do with it. Are you looking forward to messing around?
Yeah, it should be pretty spicy.
Yep, and it's a mech too. Up 4 mana, Keeper's Strength. Give a friendly minion +2/+2 to deal its attack damage to all other minions. Oh, all other minions, including yours. Ooh.
Hmm.
What do you think about this?
This is this feels like the kind of card you would play in like a big paladin,
Yeah,
right?
clear a
You know,
board.
you cheat out your big card, and your opponent's like, "Fuck that! I can't deal with that. I'm gonna go face," and then
Yeah.
you get to clear their board.
All right. I think it has potential.
It seems decent. It could be a little bit in that scenario I just described. It might be a little bit more like win more
Yeah.
because like we're in the hypothetical situation where you cheated out a giant minion.
Yes, sir. Thinking of a giant minion. Look at this. 3 mana, 2 for pretty good stats. Muscle Otron. Battlecry, give all minions in your hand +1/+1. That's usually good enough on its own, especially paladins like this type of stuff. Forge +2/+2. And so, well, that's really strong.
Hmm.
And sometimes you just do nothing but hero power on turn 2, anyways. If you have the, and it's a mech, so there's
Yep.
synergies. Yeah, this is actually a real good card, even without the fallen wall mech
Yeah.
synergy.
And if you forged it and any of the cards you buff in your hand are mechs, you can magnetize to it.
Oh yeah, this is
Pretty
really
good.
good. Yeah, this is going to see play. Of all three, this one's going to see play in a lot of paladin decks.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one too, but definitely the third one's definitely the strongest one for the paladin. Yeah, I like it. Definitely for mid range. I don't know about control paladin. I don't know if they would want it, but definitely mid range, right? Is
Hmm.
it too slow for aggro? Maybe not.
Maybe.
Maybe. Definitely mid range. So yeah, good card. I like all three, but that's definitely the strongest. Now, Rev, your favorite, the priest. Oh, priest getting legendary. Okay, so 3 mana, 1/5, really good health, really bad attack. After a friendly undead dies, oh, has to die. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero and get a random shadow priest spell. Okay, that's actually pretty good. The only thing is, you kind of want your stuff to die, do you? Shadow.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a little weird. So that's why I don't think you necessarily play this in aggro Shadow Priest
No.
because you don't really want to be trading off your stuff, especially because they've got several of those minions that have like Death Rattle. If it dies
Yep.
on your opponent's turn, it deals damage to them. So you kind of want to be like going face and
Yeah.
forcing them
This is
to
definitely not.
trade.
Definitely not. Dude, if this was an unholy Death Knight,
Yeah, but it is value.
yeah, and I like it. And priest can
Five
buff
health.
stuff too, so it's gonna probably stick on the board for a while. Yeah, plus it's undead too. So, but I don't know. You're right. The aggressive undead definitely not interested in trading.
Yeah, this might be more for like a more mid-rangey. I just want to res my undead
Yeah,
kind of deck.
no, it's gonna be
And then,
interesting.
and then that makes more sense for like why you'd be trading your undead off instead of
Yes,
just killing your opponent with it.
yes, we don't. It's
You know,
gonna be
like extra
interesting.
steps.
Very cool. I like it. Next up is another one drop. 1 mana, 1/3. All right. Shadow Touch here. So it is Battlecry. Your next healing effect deals damage instead. Ooh, that's kind of a throwback to old what was that? There was another kind of, it was a,
Akanai Soul Priest
yeah, you
was, I
remember
think, the
that?
original one. There's been a few cards with this kind of effect. This is just like cracked, isn't it?
Yeah, and it could probably fit in aggressive
It's like
undead.
that's just a lot of utility,
Yeah,
premium stats.
yep, very good card.
The
I
only
like
thing you
it.
can't do is heal it.
That's true, right? All right, next up, Twilight Torrent. Here, let's see here. 2 mana. Choose a character. If it's friendly, restore 6 health. If it's an enemy, deal 3 damage. Okay, that's not bad. Flexible and could do damage. 2 mana for
Yeah,
3 is perfect. Usually,
like I
most.
was saying, it's pretty similar to that Druid card we looked at earlier, where you
Yep.
can gain armor or deal damage.
Yes, sir. It's good. I like it. Yeah, the priest got decent cards. More undead support, but yeah, it's good. I like
Mhm.
them. Oh, let's look at Rogue, Mister Rev Rogue. 1 mana assembly line. Discover a mech from another class, not from themselves. I guess I mean if you got that turn 1, or if you're later in the game and you don't have any draw or anything good in you, that's decent, right? These type of
Mhm.
and it's cheap, which rogues love. Yeah, I like it. It's good enough, I think, to see play in a mech type deck. Yeah, it's good. I don't see any downside to it.
Yeah, and that Mech Rogue deck's pretty good. So
Yep. 4 mana. I'm thinking of mech. 4 mana, 4/4 teeny or tiny world breaker. Okay, that's funny. Battle cry. If you control another mech, deal 4. Well, that's good.
it's pretty easy to do at
Yeah,
the
pretty
moment
easy to do.
with the Spark bots and everything else, or just the fact that you can stealth your mechs
Yes, sir.
with what's his name, um,
How
the
we
two
got?
five
We gotta play.
Econome. Yeah.
We gotta play some standard one of these days with the mech rogue, because
Mhm.
Jade rogue's a lot of fun. So the mech rogue's probably just as fun.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I
definitely.
have all the cards for it, but we'll see. All right, so I think I'm missing that Titan. 2 mana. Look at this, a grip here. Deal 2 mana, deal 3 damage. So that's pretty vanilla combo. Get a 1/1 chaotic. Oh, okay, so that's not bad.
So do you know what the Chaotic Tendrils do?
Aren't no? What do they do?
So they're basically the tentacle is a one. It's always a 1/1 in your hand, but it's kind of got like a scaling Yogg battle cry almost. So
Oh,
like the first tendril you play summons a 1 cost spell. The second
oh,
tentacle you play plays a 2 cost spell, on and on and on.
oh.
So
Okay, so it's better
you're
as
trying
it
to
scales.
play, yeah. So you're trying to play as many tendrils as you can to get value off of
I
these random spells.
I think this card's good enough. No, I don't know if there's enough support for Rogue to support the whole thing, but
Yeah,
that's not,
it's difficult to say because it's like Yogg, it's random spells, so with random targets.
yeah. We'll see.
So your mileage may vary, but it is gonna usually probably end up being removal.
Yeah,
That's what most spells are.
I like it.
So
Yeah, definitely the first
so
two are
yeah, if you're
good.
playing some kind of control deck, it's probably not bad
Good.
on
Yep.
average.
I like it. Pretty good cards. The first two definitely the best. The third one, potential chaotic nat madness. Shaman. What is this? So I love the art here. 2 mana. The next spell you cast this turn also targets adjacent minions. Okay, well there was a minion that did that. Now it's a spell, but it's a
Yep.
little
Yeah, it was
expensive. But
Zentimo.
yep, Zentimo without the body. I like it. He saw some play. Uh, I'm assuming it's for variance. Hex doesn't really see too much play, but Hex would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is, it's a spell you have to cast, so it's kind of a little bit more expensive, right? So you have to have mana. I don't know. I think it's good. No, people are bitching about this card, saying it's
Uh,
going to be nerfed. I don't know. I think
it's
it's
not
good.
bad.
Not bad.
Yeah. It funny and wild. It's pretty decent with Halaziel, right?
Yeah, it's true. I I like
So
it.
you can target your enemy's stuff, kill more stuff, get more heals.
Yes, sir. It's good. I like it. Well, look at this. It's another 10 here synergy. So 4 mana, 4/4. A lot of 4 mana, 4 forces mini set. Taunt, okay. Death Rattle get 2 of the Chaotix. So 1/1s and they go to your hand. Okay, that's good. 2 more, 1 more than Rogue. I like it. Not bad. And Shamans usually like slowing things down, so having Taunt's really good.
Yeah, we got to see how many neutral cards there are that give tendrils.
Yeah, we need to the
To
tendrils
get an
support.
idea of how many of these you can actually get.
Yep. If the tendrils don't have enough support, it might not be that good yet, but hopefully they'll. I don't know if they'll do more cards with it. They might. Oh, but look at this: 1 mana, 1/2, elemental beast, battlecry. Get a random overload card. Is that good enough? It kind of has an upside, except for
Yeah.
overload. Not bad. Good 1-drop, right?
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I like it. Interesting. Yeah, the shaman got good cards. Interesting. A little all over the place,
A
but
little bit, yeah.
but yeah, I like it. And let's see the warlock, which needs to be nerfed out here in Twist and Wild right now. So
hmm
3
Yeah, that
mana.
location's pretty insane. The
Yeah, it
discard
is.
one.
3 mana insanity here. So both players take fatigue damage twice. Ooh. Isn't there fatigue synergy for a warlock right now?
Yep.
Interesting. You think this is good at to
Yeah,
see
they've got a
play?
lot of different stuff that scales with fatigue damage right now.
Yeah, it might be good, right?
Yeah, so this is just the thing you kill your opponent with, I
Yep.
guess.
Mm.
Yeah, not bad.
Interesting. Not bad. 1 mana, Curse of Flesh. Enemy minions cost health instead of mana next turn. Wow, okay.
So this is like a reverse Chagall.
Yeah. All right.
So I don't know, what do you do? What do you do with this card? Like, how do you get an advantage out of this?
Yeah, you don't want to too late in the game because then it's going to cost a lot of mana, right? I mean, a lot of health. So the only thing is if Gul'dan, not Gul'dan, if Malagos is
I
on.
feel like this just gets you killed a lot of the time. This is
Yeah.
enemy minions, not your minions.
Oh.
So like
Oh.
you're trying to like burn your opponent out or something. But I guess that I think this gets you killed a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, does it do it for you or for them?
It's enemy minions, so it's your opponent's stuff is
Oh,
health instead of
oh yeah,
mana.
yeah. That I don't
That's what
see
I
it.
mean. This gets you killed like a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, 10 mana. Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I guess you played in like an aggressive deck and you're hoping you've done enough damage that when you play this, it like locks them out or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's a bit.
Seems kind of gimmicky.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And then the last one, 3 mana, Whoa, really good stats, by the way. A little low on attack, but premium health. End of your turn, get. Wow. So this is going to stick around for at least a turn or two. I like this card a lot.
A little bit of an engine, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And it should stick on the board for a while. It has no tag. If it was like a demon, you could even buff it. I like it. So the first two are good. The third one's, I don't know what they're going with, but it'd be interesting. All right. Good cards. Let's look at the Warrior. Oh, the Warrior Legendaries, I think is pretty cool. So it's a 7/6 for 7 mana rush. Battlecry gain 4 armor. That's actually good. Death Rattle lose the 4 armor and resummon this. Ooh, so it technically never goes away, right?
Unless you run out of armor.
Ah, what do you think about it? Well, this is pretty much good for removal, right? I like it.
Yeah, it's a little low impact the turn you actually have to play it for full cost. I think that's the main issue.
Yep.
Right, because it's a big clunker and it only kills one thing.
Yep.
So there's gonna be some times where it feels kind of bad to play it.
Yes, sir.
Um,
It's gonna be
but it's
interesting.
pretty decent. It's pretty decent if you get to trade off like right away into something.
Yes, sir. I like it. I'll probably see play because Rush Warrior is a thing. And look at this Battle Worn Faceless. People are bitching about this card. 2 mana, 2/2. Transform into a copy of a damaged minion. What's his name? Garrosh comes to mind. Except for Garrosh is 8. Then you have to damage him. But you could do that by trading and getting a copy
Not
that.
not impossible, but difficult.
Yeah. 10 mana, you
I'm
trade
pretty
with
so I'm
him.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure if you trade with Grom and
Summon
then
a
copy it,
copy.
the copy has already attacked.
Oh, so you can't do some sneaky
Yeah.
shenanigans. Okay.
But you would need like a cheap enrage effect like inner rage or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, this card's definitely seeing play. Faceless cards kind of see play anyways. So, yeah, this is definitely seeing play. And it's cheap.
Yeah.
Most of the
It's
faceless
cheap.
cards are more expensive. All right. Yeah, definitely going to see it. Sanitize, 4 mana Forge. Deal damage equal to your armor to all minions. Forge. Gain 3 armor first. Okay, that's not bad. And you don't lose your armor. That's a big thing compared to that other one where it would expend all your armor.
Yeah, Reckless Flurry. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, the Reckless Flurry was a 3 cost, but you spent all your armor.
Yes, sir. I like it.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, they got good. The first one is going to see play, but it's definitely probably the weaker of the two, but it's still good enough. All three, yeah, Warriors got some good stuff. People are bitching too, saying that Warriors getting too many good cards. So Warrior was gutter for so long. Let them have some fun. Oh, look at this. A 15 mana Yogg, 7/5. Still the old school stats. He's a wow, he's not a Titan, so that's kind of weird that they gave him that. I guess because of the gameplay mechanic. But yeah, Yogg is an old god. He's not a Titan. So that's kind
Mhm.
of bad on lore. But Hearthstone never follows the lore 100%, so you have to be, I guess, forgiving.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a cost 1 for each spell you've cast this game. Ooh, Wild probably love this more than Standard. Who would do this? Rogue, Mage, possibly Druid too? Yeah, Druid. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at what we have here.
Maybe
No more
Priest as well.
take control of the enemy minion. Okay, so it's kind of like its old effects, but just now you can control it. Insanity. Force each enemy minion to attack a random. Wow, that's actually pretty good. And fill your hand with 1/1. Okay, well this is a very good card. What I like it a lot. What the only problem is you're only going to get pretty much one tick. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm assuming the chaotic tendrils
They're going to
activate
be
their
yeah.
battle cries as well.
Oh, if that's the case,
So you basically get like option 1 is mind control, option 2 is mass hysteria, and option 3 is like basically the old Yogg. You cast a bunch of spells and
all right. What do you think
see
about
what
him?
happens, flip the table. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
So you basically got like the mind control is supercharged removal. You've got a board clear, and then you've got the third option, which is the wild card of like if the other two options don't cut it there,
yeah,
you play swarm, you cross your fingers.
yeah. I
I think
like
it's
it.
probably pretty good.
Yeah, you're gonna have Dex and Wild where it has both Yogs. I
Hmm.
wonder if those spells from Yogg that it cast from the OG version counts as spells for the new one. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the other one
Uh,
required you to cast a bunch for it to get value anyway, so they kind of have synergies no matter what.
you know what's kind of insane is you can copy it with Moonlit Guidance, right?
Ooh, you're right. Yeah, Druid's definitely gonna like this card. We'll have to mess around with it in standard. All right, and last but not least, we have Twilight Chieftain here. 6 mana, 6/7. Okay. Taunt, all right. Life still good. Start of the game, 25% chance to corrupt the game with a random anomaly. Are these the random ones?
Yeah, so from my understanding, Cho'Gall is like it's kind of like Nozdormu, like it checks at the start of the game if either player is playing Cho'Gall.
Okay.
And if it is, then it like rolls the dice for the 25%, right?
All right.
But also for the first few weeks of the expansion, the anomalies are in at 25%,
No matter
regardless if you're
what. All
playing
right.
Cho'Gall. Yeah.
Do you think he'll see play? There's some upsides to him, by the way. Like Druid loves
Yeah, some of
taunts.
them. Yeah, some of them
Druid
aren't
loves lifesteal.
bad.
He has pretty decent stats for his cost. I actually like him just basically without the 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, so if you go to Cho'Gall's page, they have all the anomalies. There's
Oh,
like
ooh,
there's like 20 of
wow.
them or something.
Twist reality. After a player plays a card in this game, shuffle a copy into their. Oh my goodness, that's actually a good one.
So no one fatigues.
No one fatigues. Approaching nightmare. Both players start with Yogg. Oh, the OG in their hand. Okay, that's kind of fun. So far, I don't mind them. Opportunity knocks. The first card drawn on a player's turn in one.
Is one they can afford to play. So
Ah,
it's
interesting. So is
so it
that
kind
like
of
mana
stacks
cheating?
your deck.
I like it. Okay. Shifting fate. Both players will start with gear shift in their hand. Shuffle the two most cards in your hand into your deck and draw. Well, that's actually pretty good, especially
Yeah.
if you have a bad hand.
Yeah, I mean you can use it to mulligan again if your hand's just bad.
I think he's going to be in my Druid decks. Not all of them, not Trent's, but he's definitely going to be in your. I think he's fun enough and good enough just on his own. Taunt and lifesteal is something Druid always likes, and this looks like a lot of fun. Okay, so of course it offers you could help your opponents. That kind of sucks, but your hero. Oh, both hero powers cost one less. Ooh, so that means a zero cost.
0 cost for Demon Hunter, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this is random though. Who knows if they're going to get it? Both players start with two more. Okay, that's good. Both players start with two copies of. All right, all right. I like how they're bringing wild cards back into the mix. Control of the makers. Both heroes have plus one attack on their turn. All right, not bad. That's good with Druid for two and war every class actually. That kind of makes it interesting. You can ping stuff. Okay, start with 5 extra health. All right. Aggro classes definitely want to see that. Inspiring inspiration. Both heroes start with upgraded hero. Wow. Okay, Rev, I like this.
Yeah, I wonder if those are probably the Justicar hero powers,
Yeah.
right? Not
If that
Gen or Baku.
that's gonna be good. Whenever a player ends their turn with unspent mana, they get a wow. Whenever a player ends their turn with unspent mana, they drop. Wow. Okay, that's interesting because
That's kind of insane.
yeah, because people might play suboptimal just to get these effects, right? Especially
Yeah.
rogue with the. All right, both players start with one extra. Wow, that's pretty good. Both players. You see, I noticed that these things are not bad for you, but they're also help your opponent. So I guess that's a negative, upside negative at the same time. Both start with two cards copied from the other. Wow, information rev.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually a very powerful thing. Unmatchable horrors. Both players discover a new basic hero power on their first turn. All right, okay, I like it. Fortifications. At the end of each player's turn, give a random one of their minions plus one health. All right, that's okay. Flash track, reduce the cost of all cards. Both start hand by one. Okay, that's powerful. Your eyes betray you both. Both players' cards are golden. That's actually awesome. Army of the Corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
The first minion you play on each player's turn costs one less. Nice. Spread of corruption. Each spell, the same thing except for one. Yeah, I like all these. What do people say? Going to be in every one of my. Yeah, that's awesome.
So here's the important thing up top in bold. For 1 week following the launch of patch 27.4, anomalies will appear in 100% of standard, wild, twist, casual, arena, and practice mode games. After that 1 week, they will appear in 25% of games until patch 28.0.
Ooh,
Hopefully none of them
wow.
are obnoxious.
Yeah, but so far they look pretty good. I like them. And then look at if he's in there, he increases the chances, right? So it's trying to get. Yeah, nothing wrong with adding fun to that. Kind of I kind of disagree with Old Guardian here, but I can understand he doesn't like RNG, and I kind of agree with that. RNG's
Yeah, I yeah,
bullshit, but
I lean towards not liking this as well. Like I'd rather this be a tavern brawl, but
yeah,
might not be too bad.
might not be too bad.
Do you think, as far as Cho'Gall himself goes, do you think there is a deck that will benefit enough from enough of these effects to play Cho'Gall, or is it
Rogue,
just for the memes?
Rogue, Druid loves discounts.
Because some of these are like pretty specific, right? Like
Yeah.
gear shift is insane if you're rogue.
Yep. Yeah. So.
If you're like paladin or druid and you're mostly playing like big stuff on curve, like gear shift isn't useful for you, right? Or light in the dark, like is a weird one
I
because
like
you're
it.
giving up your hero power and you don't know what
Yeah,
it's gonna
this is
be.
it's interesting. I'm gonna play because I'm gonna be interesting to see what you kind of get. Kind of reminds you of Snap in a lot of way, right? That's kind of like Snaps, but with the locations. So it's kind of like Snap with locations.
Yeah,
We're like, oh shit, am I gonna get a good location? Or am I gonna get a bad location? Well,
yeah. I
all the
think
effects are.
this card would be so spicy if it offered you a few choices at the start of the
Yeah, I was
game,
gonna say that
and
to
then you
narrow it
got to pick
down.
the one that benefited you
You
or
the
hurt your
most, yeah.
opponent.
That would actually
You
make it
know.
even better. But luckily, all the effects are good. The only problem is they're good for your opponent too, which sucks. But we'll see. All right, Eyes of Chaos. Okay, so you get that's a 5 mana 5/4, not bad. You get two of them. These chaotic things, not bad. A 4 mana 4 again 4 mana 4/4 Prison Breaker. Battlecry. If you've cast 5 or more spells this game, deal 3 damage to all. Wow, Mage will probably be interested in that for sure.
Isn't that
Druid.
just a pretty good neutral board clear?
Yes, it is. I like it.
Could see Druid playing that.
Yep, Druid for sure. Because
Like priest
Shaman.
and mage have better
Yeah,
options, but I could see
even
Druid playing
Shaman
that.
might want it because isn't it better than Overload? It's 1 mana more, but you get a body.
Hmm.
I don't know, but definitely Druid. Definitely, you're right. Definitely something good for them. And then here's the little chaotic guys. Pretty cool art. 1 mana, 1/1. Cast a random 1 cost spell. Improve your future. Okay, so you're right. It scales.
Yeah,
Interesting. Do you think these guys are gonna be good at tendrils? Are gonna be good enough on their own? I think so.
they could be. What's going to be interesting? I'd have to look at some of the higher cost spells, but some of like once you get into like 8, 9, or 10, there's only going to be like a few spells of each cost in standard at least.
All right.
Right,
I
like how
like it.
many 9 cost spells are there? Right, so like if you play a tendril that's at 9, you're gonna have a pretty good idea of what it's gonna hit.
Yes.
Like at 1 or 2 costs, it's like a total crapshoot.
Yes.
but but the higher you get, the more consistent it
Yes,
gets, which is kind of
sir.
interesting.
Well, overall, the mini set's fun. I think it looks pretty interesting. Who are the big winners, though? For sure, Druid, Death Knight, Demon Hunter could be potentially better than what we think it is,
I
but
think
we'll see.
warrior stuff is pretty solid.
Yeah,
Warlock and shaman are kind of all over the
yeah,
place.
they're all over the place. Rogue's good for sure.
Yeah,
Priest is good for sure. Paladin's a little over the weird,
a little
kind of
all over the
different.
place too, but
Yeah, but
muscle
it's
with
good.
Tron is solid. Like I said with security bot, I think there's a good chance you play that, but you don't build all the way around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because if you hit a whatever minion with like taunt and divine shield, like you're still just playing like a 5/5 with taunt and divine shield,
Yeah, I like it.
But the high rolls of hitting like Colossus is really good, or if you're playing pure paladin,
Really,
if you
yeah.
hit Countess and can play it earlier, that's insane because that's you getting to do the big payoff of your deck
Yes,
two
sir. I
turns
like it.
early.
Hunter did good too. Yeah, overall, I think all the classes did pretty good. And then the neutrals are actually interesting. I like them. I like this new Yogg. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do a Yogg in this new Chieftain guy and see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see. Because Druid loves lifesteal, loves taunt, so that's definitely
Hmm.
interesting. Like you said, he would be better if you had a 3 discovery. If it takes effect, and you choose which one's best for you.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Yogg's interesting. He's back. He's 7-4, 7-5. So that means you would have to be way ahead on board and protect him against taunts, against a minion focused deck, and hopefully he survives. But chances are you're just gonna get one. Yeah, good set. I like it. Can't wait. Tomorrow it's live. Where I think we're playing on Wednesday. You said, right?
Yeah, I'm down for Wednesday.
All right, Wednesday night it'll be, and maybe we'll do Druid or Rogue, and well, of course we'll do Druid of two, but we'll do Paladin maybe and Rogue. We'll see. We'll see. Which one you want? Warrior? Yeah, there's so much to play with.
Yeah, Druid would be fun. Kind of interesting. Like I think the Demon Hunter cards are a little sus, but they are exciting looking.
Yeah.
So it could be fun to fuck around with that.
Yeah. All right. We'll definitely mess around with stuff and do some Paladin.
So I think these are all Twist legal, I believe.
Yeah.
So we could always mess around and Twist too.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is in Twist, so it'd be kind of fun. All right, guys, we have some stuff to do, and we will be back on Wednesday night to play some of this chaotic madness. It should be fun. Good night.